everybody get settled in. Mental Mondays with Epis, episode 12, about to begin. All right. What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Happy Mental Health Monday. It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Radio. This is Mental Mondays with Epis, episode 12. We're going a little early today. I got some things to do later. We'll talk about it. It's going to tie into the whole mental health spectrum type of thing. All right, hope your Monday was beautiful. Mine was pretty good. Let's start the show. After all, here we are. Keep showing up.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was. Has this dream stopped?
Oh, that's right. You know what time it is.
Hope you find
Some kind of peace of mind. Oh, baby.
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Was true. In my
That's right.
Find some kind of peace of mind.
That's right. I hope all of you can find a peace of mind on this beautiful Monday evening, afternoon, call it whatever you have. You're probably just getting out of work. You might be just getting home. You're settling in. It's the dinner time slot. We're here. It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Radio. Mental Mondays with Epis, episode 12. All right. Got a lot to talk about. We got to jam-pack everything in 1 hour today. I'm a little constricted with the time constraint here. I got a little softball game for my company, for Northwell, at 9 p.m., so I got to be there for that, right out on the island. We're going to get into that a little bit. I did want to make some announcements at the top of the show just for you. Some of you, I know, you're like, oh, where is the sports show, guys? I know, we love to do the mental health here, but I know some of you have been wondering, where the hell you been? All right, where's the sports talk? What's going on? Because we've been showing up. We've been showing up weekly for the mental health, but just haven't been able to get behind the camera and talk about some of the sports. Now the dust has settled and it's just baseball on the horizon for the rest of the summer, at least for like the next 2 months. I guess, there's other, collegiate sports, there's women's sports going on, but the primary main sports is over with for now, at least. And, we'll be getting into it. We'll be talking about it. We've been busy here at Epis. It's not like we haven't been doing anything. Doing photo shoots, the whole nine, shooting other promos left and right. I've been upgrading some equipment on the side. Shout out to the subscribers on YouTube. We announced a couple days ago that we hit 10,000 subscribers. We're already at 11,000. I just checked it right before I went live, and we officially hit 11,000. So it is just moving fast. Like, it's kind of crazy when Dub said, I think we'll be at 10,000 before 4th of July, let alone here we are, 11,000 and counting. So we appreciate you. As always, keep showing up. I do have an announcement, though. I did promise you guys that I would give away shirts. I'd give away the Keep Showing Up shirts when we hit 10,000 subscribers, so we are at that point. Trying to plan the show out. I want to make it a good one. I want to make it a good time slot for you guys, so please just be a little patient with that. All right, it's coming. I'll give you guys the proper time and notice so that you're more prepared for when that time comes, okay? And that's it. You know, we'll get you going with that. All right, and I'll keep you posted. You know, I'll post on all the socials: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and we'll keep you in touch, man. All right, it definitely. Right now, all I have are the orange and white keep showing up shirts. Eventually, later down the line, we'll get a little bit more. Okay, and who knows? Maybe, I don't know, some keychains, things like that. We'll change it up, man. Who knows? Headbands, bandana. W likes the headbands, so maybe we'll find a way to do that. But again, you know, just a lot going on. I've also been busy in my, you know, personal life. Again, training for 2 marathons currently. One that I'm aware of the date, and one that I am completely in the dark about. I mentioned that on previous shows. My wife is doing a mystery marathon where she'll give me 24-hour notice. So I have to dedicate some time. It literally could be, you know, like Sunday for all I know. I don't like it, especially because it's early in the week right now. Like, you literally could be, you know, generally they don't do it on a weekday. It's either going to be a Saturday, Sunday. So it could be this Sunday. I don't know. Got to kind of be prepared for that. Just in case. Let me get a little tea in real quick. But if you're just getting settled in, thank you for joining me this afternoon, evening. Again, quick show today, 6 to 7. I'm going to hit a couple of topics. And if you want to chime in, you want to talk a little bit, got something that you want to clear off your chest, maybe you would like to call in, we could do that as well. Let me know in the chat. We'll set that up, all right? I've been trying to kick this cough for like the last 2 weeks, man. It's like this annoying little, just raspy cough going, a little freaking something in the high chest and then in the throat. It's just bothering me. And just bothering me, I can't kick it. But a little tea and honey should do the trick, right? Anyway, so that's the scoop. Again, I'll keep you posted on all the giveaways, things like that. Let's get into this week's mental health video of the week. We actually didn't get to debut last week's mental health video of the week. I'm just remembering that now. We did the show the day that we recorded it, so I'll also play that for you as well. It's a good one. It features all the Epis radio members as of right now, at least the host that you see on screen. It's got me, it's got Chris, it's got Dubby. So that's a good one too. So I'll pull that up for you guys as well. And we're also going to do this week's, mental health video of the week. I just released that, I don't know, about an hour ago. I think at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. So please, if you haven't already done so, check that out. We are on all the socials. I mentioned it earlier. We're on TikTok now. I don't believe, let me check real quick. Let me get out of here. I don't believe it's in the Epis Radio name. I think it's in my personal name right now, so I just wanted to check that for you guys if you're interested, because I know all of you be loving to talk. I'm not really active on there, to be honest with you, but I'm posting my videos. So right now, yeah, it's Matthew Benedetti, number 5. I gotta change that. That is like whack. All right, I'll show it for you guys here. That's the TikTok page for those of you interested. There's the name, Matthew Benedetti, 5 apparently, because there was apparently 4 of us prior to that. I don't know. That's the TikTok if you're interested. I think I did create an Epis Radio TikTok. So I gotta check back on that too, but it was like a while back. I just never went back to it, so I gotta see if I could get the login and get in there. Or I was just, since I've been posting on this page, I think I'm just gonna change up, the username when I get the chance, and change the profile and just make it more, Epis and all that. Right now, again, I was gonna show you guys. We'll go back to last week's. Oh, there's been so much since the action. Oh, there's my daughter. My daughter did a little step-up ceremony. Going to 3K next year. So it was on my personal page if for those of you that may have seen it. All right, this was the video this is the mental health video of the week that I posted last week. titled "We're Still Going to the Stars." It's featuring all of us. It was shot in Flushing Meadows. I liked it. I thought it was a great one. You know, it was about us and the vision, and just everything about our show. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh. We're just kicking this off the ground, and look at all the progress we made. We should have never stopped, but here we are now.
Damn, Matt, you're right. We shouldn't have stopped. Regrets. But guess what, man? We're not gonna stop again. We're going to the stars this time.
You know what I think about when looking up at the stars? That life's still moving and we're still here. That's strength, huh, Dub?
Damn, Chris. I never thought about it that way. Strength. So this is meant to be. We're still going to the stars, Matt.
Keep showing up. There you go. One more time for those of you just coming in. I remember just 3 years ago, we were just kicking this off the ground, and look at all the progress we made. We should have never stopped, but here we are now.
Damn, Matt, you're right. We shouldn't have stopped. Regrets. But guess what, man? We're not gonna stop again. We're going to the stars this time.
You know what I think about when looking up at the stars? That life's still moving and we're still here. That's strength, huh, Dub?
Damn, Chris. I never thought about it that way. Strength. So this is meant to be. We're still going to the stars, Matt.
Keep showing up. Man, you know, I really should have shaved for that one, all right? I don't know. Of course, I'm doing a photo shoot, the whole nine. And then I look back, I gotta be super critical of myself. Okay? And I'm like, oh, man, like, I didn't shave. I'm scruffy. Like, what the hell is that? But, you know, at the same time, you know, it's authentic, it's genuine. Yeah, I clearly didn't care enough about my, my presence to, you know, clean myself up and look nice for you guys. You know, I mean, I thought I did look nice, but, you know, nice enough for a photo shoot, I suppose. But I guess I could have cleaned it up a little bit. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, so we're still going to the stars. It was something that I wanted to do. You know, we getting us together, and it was the first time that W actually had met Chris in person. And I hired somebody to take photos and help shoot the video and things like that. So, you know, it was a nice little day that we had together. We did live stream the mental health episode 11, live here all together. So definitely check that. I never reposted it, so if you gotta go into the live section on the YouTube page in order to find it, but it's there. All right, in case you're like wondering, like if you're looking under videos and you're looking under the podcast, you know, or the playlist, and like, where is it? If any, you know what, I'll make sure that I move the live over to the playlist so that you guys will find it there. I'm pretty sure I did, but just to check, I'll make sure. But yeah, I thought it was a great opportunity. Originally, I was just gonna do a mental health, you know, by myself, but you know, realizing the opportunity and getting us all together, and I'm like, no, I can't let this, you know, opportunity squander. You know, Dubs lives down in Florida. It's not easy to get us together, let alone Chris and him at the same time. So, you know, why not? Let's make it happen. And it was great. You know, it was great. I had fun shooting it. I loved that shot. Like looking down that little corridor, you're seeing the globe in the background. And for me, you know, it's nostalgic. You know, grew up in Queens, so it's I'm Queens kid, Chris Queens kid, Dubby growing up in Brooklyn, but still more of the same. I don't even think he's ever been to Flushing Meadows outside of that day. So I think it was pretty cool for him to like kind of just see a different part of New York that he hasn't seen, or at least spent too much time in. And on top of that, just the message alone, you know, it was one that, really hit home for me and Dub, especially, because there was a period when we started all this years ago. I mean, it even goes back to, it was 2018, 2019, before pre-pandemic, when we had kicked this off. I talk about the show and I talk about, we would, just doing it 3 years ago, but it even goes before that. We really kickstarted this well before that. I mean, we're in 2025 now. We realistically been going, 7, 8 years, and I've known Dub and that we had this in the works, and it's taken a while to get to this point, let alone 11,000 subscribers. Can't believe it. But, there was a time where I never thought we would necessarily get behind the camera again. I really thought that, or at least I knew in the time when the pandemic hit and things kind of just fell apart, I was prioritizing different aspects of my life. I wasn't necessarily in a good mental health space that where I was, could rely on myself, to show up not only for you, but to show up for myself. It was a struggle. There was days where, even doing the simple recording, especially, in retrospect, how much we're able to do now and what we're able to do now. Back then, I can never have dreamed everything that I'm doing now. Like, it was, we were just in a little apartment in the Bronx and recording, with just a little camera, phone camera and mic, and hey, we were raw dogging it basically. We didn't know what the hell we're doing. And the consistency wasn't there, the dedication, the effort, the work ethic that required for us to get to this point. It just wasn't matched on both of our ends. I don't know, you could argue a little bit more so one or the other. I know at some point I just, I knew in my heart, in my mind, that I just wasn't ready for what it required. And, I'm always the type of person that I'm really going to give it, 100%. I'm really going to go full throttle. I think a lot of you know that. You see the ice bath dedication. I'm willing to go another level. And when I jump in, I jump in. I can't be kind of, I like it, I don't like it. No. Because then I'm going to leave. I'm going to quit. I'm going to get out of there. If I'm just not about it, I'm not about it. And that goes with a lot of things. And with the show, I wanted to give my best effort. I wanted to give you guys not only a good product, but to satisfy my desire. And again, listen, the most important thing with anything you do in life, and then on top of, just streaming and doing all this, you gotta have fun doing it. Right now I'm not making money. In fact, I'm spending money in order, in order to do what I'm doing. Excuse me. Oh, I knew it was gonna happen. Ah, man. I knew that I really just had to be enjoying what I'm doing. I mean, it's very time consuming. I mean, you guys don't see everything. What I'm doing behind the scenes, the hours of editing that I spend, taking away from, could be other hobbies and activities, time with family, friends. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, man. I knew it was gonna, the second I started talking, I knew this was gonna happen. Don't worry, I'm not on the brink of crying. I'm just, trying to refrain from coughing here. But I knew that, my heart had to be in it. And, if your heart's not in it, you're not dedicated, it's going to be a shitty product. You're not going to, want to continue to do it. It's going to reflect in the content that we're putting out. And, we were both. Dub would tell you too. W, was in a weird space in his time, in his life. When we were really trying to pick up things, he had just moved down to Florida. And that kind of threw a kink in the chain. And, we weren't really keen on how to navigate that. and how to make the product better while being as far as away from each other, you know. And just from a technological standpoint, we didn't have the proper equipment, we didn't have the know-how, things like that. So it really became quickly discouraging and just defeating in order to maintain it, you know. So we took a break. We took a break for years. It was just about 3 years until this year, February. I think we were starting to talk about it around Christmas time and New Year's. And it was like, I think once New Year's hit, I was like, all right, you ready to go? You know, we had the conversation with Dub, and it was like, you know, I'm really starting to get a little serious. I started like posting on the socials, and everything that changed once I made the YouTube page. That's when I started to really just jump right in, you know. And it was a bit of a slow start. Again, trying to learn everything and navigate. I mean, we've come a long way in these last 4 months, man. And, you know, it's now coming up on 5. Again, we started with 5 subscribers, now over at 11,000. I mean, that's, I don't know about you, but it's pretty good, you know. So, again, but it shows, like, I think it speaks volumes about our effort and dedication into what we're trying to do here at Epis Radio and just the vision. And that's what that mental health video of the week was about. You know, it was a bit, you know, I know W mentioned a bit of regret, and part of me, I think it would have turned into regret if I had never gotten to this point, you know, and I gotten here. And I think that's so important, because I hate that word regret, man. I really do. And you should never regret something, right? You should really either, you know, see it fully through, whether you succeed or fail. You know, you want to prevent that regret, all right? As they'll just eat at you, right? You know, regret is leaving something behind, you know, not finishing, you know, leaving something on the table, you know, knowing you could have, but you didn't. That's tough. That's tough. They'll eat you alive, and it's not a place where I want to be. I don't have many regrets in my life, or if at all, at this point. You know, it's, you know, I have decisions that I've made in my past that were questionable. Certainly, you know, wouldn't mind maybe change 1 or 2, but it's not a regret. You know, I can't fully sit here and say, yeah, I regret this one thing or whatever. Like, you know, even like, yeah, doing drugs at a younger age and things like that. I mean, yeah, there's probably times to take away, but I don't hold regret to it. I am who I am. You know, I made those decisions. I live with it. Some not ideal. You know, but you move on, you learn, man. You know, it's not, if I were, you know, yes, you could regret a lot of the things, a lot of the mishaps you had, but what is that going to do? You know, outside of just, you know, throw yourself into a deep depression. So for me, it's, you know, learn from it, move forward, you know, be better. You know, and don't hold the grudge against yourself. I mean, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. Stop taking things so seriously. All right, that's more important, right? Stop taking things so seriously. Now that I say that, I'm going to segue into this week's mental health video of the week. All right, because that is the message there. Stop taking things so seriously. You know, look around a little while. All right, so check this out. Back to the Instagram page, and here it is. This week's mental health video of the week. Stop taking everything so seriously. Slow it down a little bit. Take in your surroundings. Appreciate nature. Appreciate everything around you, the people, your friends, your family. These moments are fleeting. They're gone before you know it. Appreciate every second as if it's your last. That's all we can do. And enjoy the journey. Through the ups and the downs. It's gonna be alright. Keep showing up.
Hope you find some kind
One more
of
time,
peace
one
of
more
mind.
time. Stop taking everything so seriously. Slow it down a little bit. Take in your surroundings. Appreciate nature. Appreciate everything around you, the people, your friends, your family. These moments are fleeting. They're gone before you know it. Appreciate every second as if it's your last. That's all we can do. And enjoy the journey. Through the ups and the downs. It's gonna be alright. Keep showing up.
Hope you find
Yeah, baby. Some kind of peace of mind. Ah, man. All right. There you go. That's this week's mental health video of the week. Man, I would love to be on that dock right now, just basking in the sun a little bit. I wish I could have enjoyed it. It was nice. I was in Pennsylvania for the day yesterday. So, great opportunity. I was with my brother again, Zero Sorrow, for those of you from Shiv Nation. You all know, from the Twitch community. And check him out, too, Zero Sorrow on YouTube as well. YouTube, Instagram. Pretty sure he's got a TikTok as well. He's all over. He was there. You know, I didn't include him this time. I did include him in a couple of mental health videos back on Father's Day, talking about our father, my father. He's, technically adopted father. You know, it's not his biological, but doesn't change anything. More or less. But, I decided to go solo on this one. Yeah, and really just keeping it simple. It's not nothing new, nothing innovative in that sense. Just being real with you guys, telling you not to take it so seriously. Enjoy. Kick back. Relax. Take in nature. Take in your surroundings, all right? Loving the journey. Loving your journey. Through the good and the bad. Through the ups and the downs. Yeah, it's repetitive, yeah. But it's necessary, man. You need it. You need that little mental break in the day and just, okay, woosah, man. There's so much going on throughout our day. It's so easy to get caught up in the bullshit and take one little thing and blow it out of proportion and just relax. It's gonna be okay. It ain't that serious. I mean, all the freaking time. I'm at work, this one said this one said that. At the end of the day, man, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It only matters because you give it meaning. It's a story that you're telling yourself that it freaking matters. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter that, this happened. At the end of the day, this too shall pass. And again, as easy as it, you're high on a good note or you're way down low on a bad note. This too shall pass. You will get past it. And, I really do feel when you start to take things less seriously, you'll be less stressed. More at peace with yourself, just more joyful in general. And again, this is taken in increments, right? Like, I don't expect you to be this person every single waking moment of each and every day. We're human, man. As a very important part to all of this. I'm not speaking like wisdom and facts to the point where it's like, nah, you got to be this way or no way. No, man, like, you're going to get depressed. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have good days, but how do we get past that, right? How do we get past the stories you're telling yourself, giving it meaning, giving the little things that you think should have greater significance in your life, but in reality, not so bad. We have to chill a little bit, all right? That's really the message, because we're so strung, into all of it. Oh, no. I left you for a second. it's so easy to get wrapped up in all nonsense again. Stop taking things so seriously. And that's it, man. It's find ways to detach yourself a little bit, however you see fit, right? Whether it's playing a game with some friends, going for a walk, going for a run, working out at the gym, do what you like, man. Do what you like, do what makes you happy. These things are gonna help, if you're, kind of inactive and you're just sitting at home and, hey, listen, sometimes, you pick and choose your battles. You may not have an array of friends to go out and do things with, but listen, do what you like. There's always something, right? Whether it's drawing in a book, reading a book, going for a little nature walk. Find something. Find something to help you detach. It all ties into it, man. It all ties into it. Because when you get back to your busy lives and you step into that, job and things like that, try to harness that energy with you. No sound right now. No way. What's up, Task? Oh, what you mean no sound on your end? Am I not coming in? Make sure you're unmuted. It seems like I'm picking up. Don't get me crazy now, Task. Well, I have to monitor my own. Let me check, people. Now I got... I don't know. You gotta check yourself, Task. Check yourself. Yeah, Mooncakes can hear me. Task, you probably got the tab unmuted, bro. Oh, let me tell this guy. Jeez. My man Task from the Shiv Nation. Probably have us... Yeah, because audio is looking good on my end, Task, so I don't know what you're talking about, Pop. But thank you for showing up, as always. It's a beautiful thing. All right. You probably muted the tab or something, Task. So you got so many lurks up from the Twitch community that you didn't realize that. But appreciate you stopping by, bro. Love you, as always. So again, that's the message. Stop taking things too seriously and, being active, man. Like, I was talking with a co-host on the mental health videos, episodes, Chris Rhodes today, about, him getting back into the gym and, really getting to it and him realizing how good it has made him feel, since he's been back at it and how, for so many years, he neglected it. He just neglected it again because, these things are hard, right? It requires you to show up, requires you to put in some work and do some things, especially, some uncomfortable things such as working out, lifting heavy weights, doing that. That's not easy. You got to tip your cap to a guy. And, he's just expressing to me how good it has made him feel, how great he feels overall. He looks good, feels good. And, it trickles over into other aspects of your life, man. He just seems happier. He's got this vigor and, with him, just more energetic, around others. Maybe spends a little too much time on his phone at work, but we got to talk about that. But, but yeah, like it shows, man. It shows, for me. I stream, I do a lot of these things, I go running, but I feel like I could always be doing more, and tonight I will be doing more. For the first time in years, actually for the first time ever, I'm actually playing like organized softball. Never done that before. Played, baseball growing up, all the way up until college. Organized, loved it. Baseball was my everything for a large part of my life. I would say from when I was literally able to walk and talk until about, in terms of playing, I would say about 16 years old. I think, the 16, 17 years old, it started to really move away from me. Started caring less and less about the game. And because it was just too much going on in my life at that time, and again, falling into a deep dark hole of substance abuse around that age. It was not a recipe for success. No regrets though. All right. But now, here I am, age 33. A coworker of mine told me about it last year that they have a company softball team. I'm like, damn, there's actually a company league. It's all interleague within Northwell, but, different departments, different facilities, things like that. So I believe our facility is just one team. I don't think there's any other teams within that, like, actual located facility over in New Hyde Park. So, yeah, man, it's great. I'll be stepping onto a softball field today and playing a little bit. I think I'm DHing and not starting till halfway through the game, but that's okay. I'm mainly there for the vibes and the camaraderie and, like just hanging and chilling. I mean, it's also a very good time for me. And, the little at-bats, maybe 1 or 2 at-bats that I do get, I'm assuming they play like 6 or 7 innings. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Like, softball, I would think it's 6 to 7 innings. I don't think they're playing 9 innings. You know what I'm saying? So I probably get like 1 or 2 at bats. Hopefully, I can help the team out and do something. But again, really mainly there for the vibes. And again, just getting out, man. It's so important. And not gonna lie, like, it would be really nice just to step on a field again and throw a ball. My oldest son doesn't play baseball anymore. He's not really too fond of it. He's a big basketball guy, so that's about the only sports outside of that's really actually in recent time, outside of running and hiking, all that, if you want to call it a sport. That's really all I've done. I haven't played handball in a very long time either, which is something that I loved dearly growing up, even into my 20s. I played a lot, was pretty good at one point. And again, it's something I've been telling myself, man, like, even if it's just like, go down to the park, I got a park a couple of blocks away. Actually, I got like 3 parks in like every direction around me. There's no excuse as to why, if I could find an hour and a half, 2 hours to go running, I can find 20 minutes to go slap that ball against the wall. But, it's that inner dialogue. Oh, well, no, I don't really got time for this. I don't really got time for that. Yeah, I got to do this. I got to do that. Man, sometimes you got to prioritize yourself and stop putting things on hold. It's so important. Right now, I'm juggling a lot. But I'm a believer of you could always do more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, Leafy Blackboard, what you spamming my chat for? Get out of here with that nonsense. I gotta make Mooncakes a moderator. Boom! You've been banned. You've been damned. You've been banned. If you spam my chat, you're gone for life. In a negative, but don't spam my chat with ads and nonsense. I don't need paid viewers, man. I'm all good. I understand a lot of you coming home. It's probably not a great time slot for you. It's a decent time slot for me, not bad. But, yeah, it is what it is. You guys will watch this in post. A lot of you do anyway. It's all good. All right? Keep showing up. That's all that matters. But don't come around here spamming the chat. All right? Here and on, for those of you watching on YouTube, he's like, what the hell are they talking about? Nobody's in the chat. Nah, we got people. Remember, we are simulcast. So we got people spamming chat over here on Twitch. All right. But yeah, I'm a firm believer in you can always find time, especially for certain hobbies, things like that. I got 3 kids. I have 1 on the way. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of this stuff, including right now, thanks to my beautiful wife, who's I'm sure is listening. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff. So I'm very grateful for that. But again, that's the, loving and great relationship we have. It's the understanding, and you know, I try to balance it. I try to balance as much as I can. I'm not perfect. Nobody's saying, I'm certainly not saying I am. Nobody's saying I am. But these are the things, man. And she understands it too. You know, if it wasn't for, you know, me going running or hiking every now and then, or, you know, even doing this is a little therapeutic. It's nice, you know, even though, you know, she'll tell you, oh man, I don't know if it's therapeutic because you certainly are stressed leading up to these live streams. And oh man, yeah, if you ever want to see Maddie in a real hardcore panic, man, just, you know, show up to one of these, you know, before I go live and just watch me frantically run around the house because, oh boy, we got to get better with that. You know? Again, I'm trying to juggle a lot. But yeah, man, that's listen. Sometimes, you know, that's how I cope with it. It is not easy. Oh. But there's nothing better than, you know, for me, than to actually get outside, step on a baseball field again, and just, you know, feel it. You know, it's not nostalgic in the sense of, you know, oh, what could have been, you know, as some of my family members may think. A lot of my family members think I should have played professional baseball. And I always kind of laugh at that because it's like, you know, me understanding what goes into actually becoming a professional baseball player. And I think their lack of understanding, you know, especially if having not played the game at a really competitive level. Sure, I was good. Could I have been better? No doubt. But to, like, get to that point of, like, actually, like, you know, like a competent baseball player, oof, man, I don't think people understand, you know, fully, you know, what it required. And just the, you know, the God-given talent, you know, people would say, there's a lot that goes into that, man. And then there's yeah, and the craziest part of it is there's people with that talent that never get to go to the major leagues to begin with. So it's like, for me, it really wasn't like a realistic possibility in my mind, and nor was I ever bummed about it. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, in retrospect now, like, I'd rather be the guy up in the booth calling the game. You know, talking about the star players, talking about like that. That's probably a dream job of mine right now. Like, I would drop everything right now. If you told me I get an internship, things like that, no, we making it happen. Okay, I'm calling games. You know, if the SNY was willing to recruit me in some sort of way and bring me on and teach me the ropes and get the, I would be there in an absolute heartbeat. Okay, and then for those of you that know, no. SNY, it's Sports New York. It's the network that deals with the Mets and all that, and you know, broadcast those games. I mean, an absolute dream job for me, that would be. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously, you know, your dreams, your goals, they change, right? But one thing remains the same: my love for baseball, and that in itself, being able to just do that and step on a field and have that team camaraderie is kind of nothing like it. It's nice, you know. It's good. I haven't met some of them, all the members of the team yet, so I'll meet a lot of them tonight. So I get nervous with that sometimes, I'll be honest. You know, like meeting people for the first time, especially in this type of environment. I still oddly get like nervous with that. It's something I've always struggled with. I don't, you know, I feel like I'm a little bit more so as I've gotten older. It's weird, man. It depends on the place, the time and the place and things like that. I'm very particular when it comes to that. I think I'll be fine in this type of environment, but like, man, like, you know, like other environments, man, there's a lot of people, a lot of things going on. You know, I was never the type, excuse me, you know, to go out to like a club or anything like that. I hit a few back in the day, but not really. Like, that wasn't me. You know, for those of you who know me growing up, I was chilling, man. I was a homebody, or I'd be outside. You know, I was outside all the time. You know, in the neighborhood, at the park, go to ball games, go to sporting events, concerts, things like that. But clubs, raves, no. Festivals, hell no. Just not my thing. Never was, and it's weird. I'd rather actually maybe do a festival now, depending on what it is. Especially like fun ones like this, like crazy like festivals now. Like there's like a running festival, like that's totally different. But I'm talking more like musical like festivals. And I worked a couple events when I was EMT. I worked for a company called Paradox that we're contracted towards music events and like night markets and things like that. So I've been around in that sense. But again, for me, always been oddly nervous meeting new people or being in large crowds, things like that. So those initial butterflies would probably be there, but I got a couple of familiar faces that I can lean on, and hey, it's baseball, it's softball, right? Like I'm chilling, man. If I just watching a sport alone, it makes me happy. It's softball. I could get into it. It's not. Obviously it's not like super competitive, but I don't think these guys are guys and gals are a bunch of slouches either. So it should be fun. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. Before we go, because I am on a bit of big time constraint because of the softball game that I just mentioned tonight. I'm gonna replay the two mental health videos of the week, the one that you guys didn't get to hear me talk about in the previous episode, and also this week's mental health video of the week. And of course, if you haven't already done so, go to all the socials. You got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. All right, Epis Radio. It's Matty B. All right, check it out. You can also check out my personal page, Epis Benedetti. Same thing, all over. All right, and yeah, man, as always, you know the deal. Keep showing up. Let's cue this. So this was, again, We're Still Going to the Stars. All right, debuting all three of us. All right, this is one that I'm really proud about, and having us all together was just awesome. So if you haven't seen it, here you go. I remember just 3 years ago, we were just kicking this off the ground, and look at all the progress we made. We should have never stopped. Never stopped. Here we are now.
Damn, man, you're right. We shouldn't have stopped. Regrets. But guess what, man? We're not gonna stop again. We're going to the stars this time.
You know what I think about when looking up at the stars? That life's still moving and we're still here. That's strength, huh?
Dang, Chris. I never thought about it that way.
Damn, Chris.
Strength. So this is meant to be. We're still going to the stars, Matt.
Keep showing up. All right, one more time. I remember just 3 years ago, we were just kicking this off the ground, and look at all the progress we made. We should have never stopped, but here we are now.
Damn, man, you're right. We shouldn't have stopped. Regrets. But guess what, man? We're not gonna stop again. We're going to the stars this time.
You know what I think about when looking up at the stars? That life's still moving and we're still here. That's strength, huh?
Dang, Chris. I never thought about it that way. Strength. So this is meant to be. We're still going to the stars, Matt.
Keep showing up. All right, and real quick, we'll go to this week's mental health video of the week. Stop taking everything so seriously. Slow it down a little bit. Take in your surroundings. Appreciate nature. Appreciate everything around you, the people, your friends, your family. These moments are fleeting. They're gone before you know it. Appreciate every second as if it's your last. That's all we can do. And enjoy the journey. through the ups and the downs, it's gonna be all right. Keep showing up.
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
And one more time to close it all out. Stop taking everything so seriously. Slow it down a little bit. Take in your surroundings. Appreciate nature. Appreciate everything around you, the people, your friends, your family. These moments are fleeting. They're gone before you know it. Appreciate every second as if it's your last. That's all we can do. And enjoy the journey. Through the ups and the downs. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Keep showing up.
Damn straight. Yeah. Some kind of peace of mind. That's right. All right, keep showing up, damn it, man. Listen, it's catching on. All right, it's catching on, people. I got guys just saying it at work. I just be coming in. They know already. They know I'm Maddie's here. All right. So it's contagious. All right, you gotta feel it, man, because it's so important. That's why I love the saying, because you really just got to keep showing up in so many different aspects. All right, and most importantly for yourself. All right. A couple of things going forward for the show. Again, I will be doing a sports show tomorrow. So just, I know you guys have been like, we need to hear Manny and Dub's takes. We just, there's so many to talk about. You got the NBA draft. You got just drama left and right, gambling, controversy. Knicks don't still have a coach. You've seen a lot of trades go down in the NBA. Mets are one of the worst teams in baseball all of a sudden. There's just so much going on. Amongst other things, politics, we're at war. I mean, it's just, who knows, brink of World War III. There's just new bills being struck down, birthright citizenship. We talked a little bit about in previous shows. It's crazy, man. The world we're living in. I'm driving up to PA. Yesterday, I'm in the Bronx, and ICE rolls by, right? And driving super aggressive on the highway, mind you. I mean, weaving in and out of cars, dangerously. Not even, calculated, a problem. You guys got to stop. It's insane. It's just, I don't know where you live, but it's happening in my backyard. I feel for my immigrant friends and, and even non-immigrants, man. Legal born U.S. citizens are being detained unlawfully. I'm sorry, I don't care what, side you pick or whatever, or you reside with. How do you explain that? Why that is not okay. These things are just not okay. There's just some things that just shouldn't be happening, and this is among many at this point. People need to wake up. The fact that I've even had to have a serious conversation with my wife about leaving the country. I'm in the process of getting my passport. Don't have a passport. Never traveled outside of the country like that. Have plans to do so. But at this point, in this political climate, who the hell knows if I'll ever return or would want to? I'm sorry. I'm a proud American. I love it here. Grew, born and raised here in New York. Been around, some states, seen the back country. Love it, There's a lot to love about the United States, but when you got shit like this going down, I'm sorry. It's just not right. What's next? We're building detention centers, for the detainees down in Florida. Are they going to build the gas chambers next down there, in the Everglades? What are we doing, man? The hell is this? Now it's just blatant racism on, a whole nother level. And, if you vibe with that, this is certainly not the platform for you. So you can go kick rocks. I try to keep it neutral here, and W and I, especially on the sports show, we do it all the time. We talk about it, and we really do. We try to talk both sides, and I'd be willing to have people that want to have this type of conversation to come on here and talk. And again, why is Manny getting political? Listen, it all ties into the mental health, and I can almost tie anything into mental health. All right, so don't get on me. If it's not for you, keep it moving, man. Maybe this is not the show for you. Maybe it's not the platform. But this is my medium. I get to choose whatever the hell I want to talk about. And listen, my mother-in-law, not from here, came over, young age, built her wealth from the ground up. But, and even her maybe has lost sight of, being an immigrant and things like that, what it was like, which I don't understand. You have immigrants going through the legal process, applying for these visas, things like that, showing up to court cases in regards to their legal status, and then, judges granting them permission or acceptance of that legal status, things like that, or just furthering their application. Meanwhile, ICE is waiting right outside the door, taking you in handcuffs. Which also, if anybody is listening, I did hear today, I don't have the information for you, but I'm sure a quick Google search you can find. Maybe not, maybe they're hiding it away from you. But apparently, you can do your immigration meetings virtually now. So, in an effort to avoid ICE, to avoid this freaking hired bounty hunter Gestapo that are just playing RoboCop, you can do your hearings virtually now. So, there you go. The fact that this is even a conversation is insane. And if you don't think that, I think you seriously need to question your morals and who you are as a person. And maybe you're just racist. Just a little. Have to say it. All right, folks. Yeah, I'm going to end it on that note, right? Damn straight. Again, going forward, I have a lot going on. I know I said it in a couple of shows back. We have a new series coming out, the golf series, the Epis golf series. I'm getting to it. I have some video. It's going to be good. I'll be throwing out some short videos about that. So look out for that going forward. Sports show tomorrow. All right, Epis Sports is back tomorrow. I'm going to talk about, not sure if W will be available, but I know I will be here for you guys. And damn straight, I'm going to talk about my Mets, and we're going to get into it. And I wasn't pushing the panic button like others. I really wasn't. I was trying to refrain myself from really pushing that button. But man, I think it's time. I think it's time to panic, because getting swept by the Pirates this weekend, not good. It just doesn't seem like there's any hope on the horizon. And you would think when Soto gets hot, they would find a way and go on a tear. No, everybody got cold outside of him. So there's a lot to talk about in the sports realm of things. We're going to get into it. Again, new equipment, new ideas, a lot going on. So again, like I said, even though we haven't been as active as we have in the past, doesn't mean things are not going on. We did the photo shoot, a lot of promos coming out with that. And I am also going to revive a Note to Myself series. So that will be coming up as well. I'm not sure if I want to use that as part of the Mental Health Weeklies. We'll see how I do it. But you're going to see that. You're going to see a change in some of the content and some more content. We're expanding, ever expanding. Listen, I have to. The demand is there, all right? With 11,000, I can't even speak now all of a sudden. What's going on? The 11,000 subscribers, and the more and more ideas that pop in my head, the more and more ideas I'll have for you. All right, so I hope you all enjoy it. If something you don't like, hey, shoot me a message. Let me know. You know, I may not change it necessarily for you, but if you have some ideas, some suggestions, or anything like that, or just, you know, constructive criticism, hey, I like this, don't like this, whatever, we appreciate that. I really do. That's all right. Let me know it sucks in the comment. You know, we want to hear it. All right. I'm not shying away from the conversation. We will entertain any and all types of criticism or compliments. All right. Let's see if anybody's. I'm pretty sure my brother's still streaming. I know. Yeah, Nick is streaming too. Damn, Nick. Wow, he's got 65 people in there. Wow, this is bugging it out. Wow. All right, I'm going to see if we'll stream the man, the myth, the legend, Zero Sorrow. For those of you that are catching me on YouTube, thank you for showing up. All right, stay with me till the closing of the show if you can. But check us out tomorrow. We'll be back for you. All right, and we'll get this post-edited show up as well for you. So definitely check it out. Again, as always, let me cue this up for good old Shawnee boy right here. I want to give a little raid to my brother. For those of you who don't know from YouTube, a raid is when we send all my current viewers over there to another member of the Twitch community and just show some love, man. That's what it's about here on Twitch and YouTube as well. But YouTube doesn't have silly little things like that. See, Twitch is fun for that. All right, so you gotta embrace it. All right. There we go. So, again, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. I know it was a quick little show. I hope you enjoy it. Again, let me know how you like it in the comments. If you don't like it, let me know how you like the mental health videos of the week. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the socials. All right. I love you guys. Keep showing up, and happy Mental Health Monday. And for the sports fans, we'll see you tomorrow. For the mental health freaks, we'll see you next week. Keep showing up, guys.
Wake up! Is every number where it was? Has this dream stopped?
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind. Hope you find some kind
All right. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you as always. We're gonna send this one over to Zero Sorrow in the Twitch community. Thank you for all the support, everybody. Once again, we'll see you tomorrow.
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Keep showing up.